Okay, good evening, everyone. I'd like to call this meeting to order.
Okay, Council President,
Here.
Councilmember Perez,
Here.
Councilmember Vaughn,
Here.
Councilmember Benedetti,
Here.
Councilmember O'Halloran,
Here.
Councilmember McIrvin, Councilmember Prince.
Here.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor, one absent.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President Corman.
I move the absent council member be excused.
Second. It's been moved by Council President Corman, second by Councilmember Perez, that the absent council member be excused. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, the motion carries. All right, first up, we have a proclamation. It is Diaper Need Awareness Week.
All right. Proclamation, whereas diaper need, the condition of not having a sufficient supply of clean diapers, can adversely affect the health and well-being of babies, toddlers, and their families. And whereas national surveys and research studies report that 1 in 3 families struggle with diaper need, and 48% of families delay changing a diaper to extend their supply. And whereas children go through 6 to 12 diapers each day, and without enough diapers, babies and toddlers risk infections and health problems. And whereas purchasing enough diapers to keep a baby or toddler clean, dry, and healthy can consume 14% of a low-wage family's post-tax income, making it difficult to obtain a sufficient supply. And whereas the people of Renton recognize diaper need as a public health issue, disproportionately harming Black families, Indigenous families, and families of color, and acknowledge that addressing diaper need will lead to more equitable economic opportunities and improved health for all children. And whereas Renton is proud to be home to trusted community-based organizations that recognize the importance of diapers in ensuring health and providing economic stability for families, and thus distribute diapers to families through various channels. And whereas Westside Baby and Eastside Baby Corner served on the front lines of Renton's COVID-19 pandemic response, helping families in our communities weather the crisis. And whereas we thank the aforementioned diaper banks, their staff, volunteers, and donors for their courageous service during the crisis. Now therefore I, Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton, do hereby proclaim September 26th through October 3rd, 2021 to be Diaper Need Awareness Week in the City of Renton, and I encourage all the Renton community to donate generously to diaper banks, diaper drives, and organizations that collect and distribute diapers. In witness whereof, I have hereunto set my hand and caused the seal of the City of Renton to be affixed this 27th day of September 2021, signed Armando Pavoni, Mayor of the City of Renton.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Council President Corman.
I move the council concur in the proclamation.
Second. Okay, it's been moved by Council President Corman, second by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the proclamation. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. Thank you. And tonight we have Tony Sarge, the Director of Public Affairs from Westside Baby, joining us. Good evening, Tony.
Good evening, Mayor. Thank you so much, and thank you to the entire council for proclaiming this week National Diaper Need Awareness Week. On behalf of Westside Baby's staff and board, our volunteers, and our entire community, I am just so appreciative that you all took the time this evening to just to honor this important awareness week. As was read, this is an important awareness week that acknowledges that families throughout all of our communities, including in Renton, are experiencing diaper need, the lack of the ability to afford diapers for their children and their families. Westside Baby and Eastside Baby Corner are so grateful to work in Renton with so many community organizations providing diapers to families, especially in light of the COVID-19 crisis that continues to put a large economic burden on many families experiencing unemployment, high unemployment rates, and housing instability. not having enough diapers for their children is just one more thing we don't want these families to have to deal with. And so Westside Baby is really grateful to be able to work with so many partners in Renton. Last year, Westside Baby distributed 2.4 million diapers to families around the county. This year, we anticipate distributing probably more than that. We're on track to distribute more than 2.4 million diapers this year. So this crisis is really still continuing for our families in relation to basic needs. And I just really appreciate you all taking the time to acknowledge that and having me here tonight to speak to that and accept this proclamation. Thank you again for your support and for the work that you do for families in this community.
Thank you very much for joining us tonight. My kids are long out of diapers, but I do remember how important they were when they were in diapers, so. Okay, thank you. And next up, we have administrative report.
Good evening, everyone. King County Library System will display a pop-up story walk along the walking path at Liberty Park through September. Enjoy each page of Cat's Colors as you walk around the park. And finally, information about preventative street maintenance, traffic impact projects, and road closures happening this week can be found at rentonlaw.gov/travel. All projects are weather permitting, and unless otherwise noted, streets will always remain open. That was it, sir.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll open up the remote audience comment period. It remains the strong intent of the city to have public comment regularly included on our agendas. Each speaker will be given 5 minutes to speak. You'll be called upon by a city staff member. The staff member will call the speaker's name and unmute the appropriate microphone, which will send an automatic prompt to the speaker of, "You've been unmuted. This is your speaker's cue, that it's their turn to speak. Please begin your comments by stating your name, city of residence, and the topic you're addressing. Speakers should be able to see a timer on the screen. Please finish your comments when you see the timer is close to expiring." And I know we've got a couple people signed up tonight.
Mr. Mayor, I have 2 people registered to speak tonight. The first person is Diane Dobson. Diane, go ahead.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Greetings, Mr. Mayor, Renton Council President, and Renton City Council. I'm Diane Dobson, Chief Executive Officer of the Renton Chamber of Commerce and Renton resident myself. Tonight, however, I come to you wearing the hat of the Chamber and speaking on behalf of the businesses and organizations we have the honor of representing and working with. Recently, we restarted our business development meetings and used that first meeting opportunity to bring in some really wonderful speakers. We focused on the Renton Police Department and ways the Renton business community can partner with them to put an emphasis on safety and security. Sandra Havlick, your community programs manager, spoke on CEPTED, crime prevention through environmental design, and ways business and property owners can utilize the design of buildings, landscaping, and outdoor environments to either encourage or discourage crime. Officer Kat Citron joined us to highlight the Safe Place program and shared the requirements for businesses to participate and become recognized as a safe place in Renton. And finally, we were joined by none other than Chief John Schultz, who focused on the recent legislation updates and gave assurances to the representatives there that although there were changes, the integrity, valor, and dedication we have come to expect from the Renton Police Department would not be compromised. The business community is appreciative and thankful for the quality service and continued customer service that your officers provide. To the council, throughout the pandemic, you've been faced with many challenges and choices. You've been tasked with making decisions that not only impact you and your families, but also the 105,000 other residents, as well as the business community that has chosen to open their doors here in Renton. And we realize this pandemic has taken an enormous toll on all facets of our community. You recently approved a $3.6 million of portion of the American Rescue Plan Act to support economic recovery in funding housing, homeless prevention, and human services programs. I speak tonight of the business support allocated with that funding. Council approved a $1 million contribution to the Washington Flex Fund, which provides small business loans through the Washington State Department of Commerce, who will do a 2-for-1 match for all money spent if committed by October 1st. For Council's awareness, this Flex Fund is different from the previous economic injury disaster loans, as the credit requirements are not as steep and the loans have low interest rates and no fees. This Flex Fund opens the door of opportunities for businesses who may have been denied in the past for other types of funding. We thank you for your cognizant support and partnership and commitment to this program. In addition, the council committed $600,000 for small business grant support to the retail businesses in the downtown core who were disproportionately impacted due to COVID-19 construction delays with the Wells-Williams conversion project. While very few, if any, businesses throughout the community went without impact, the businesses in the downtown core were hit especially hard. What was projected as a spring-ending construction project has experienced an enormous amount of challenges, including COVID delays. What was thought could be completed while external traffic was down due to remote working or pandemic restrictions ended up a far greater impact than ever expected. And we know that you heard about it from businesses, representatives, and I know my name falls on that list too. So tonight I'm here to say thank you. Thank you for your awareness and support for those downtown businesses and continuing to keep an approach that is fair and equitable for our entire Renton community. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have one more speaker signed up.
Yes, we do. We have Ravi Aluwalia, except I don't see Ravi in attendance at this time. And that is all I have, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, I know that he did send correspondence, so we'll make sure that that's forwarded on to the rest of the council. Okay, next up is the consent agenda. We have 6 items for council consideration.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes, Council President Foreman.
Thank you. At this time, I'd like to ask if any council members would like any of these 6 items removed for individual discussion. Seeing none, I move approval of the consent agenda as published.
Second. It's been moved by Council President Corman, seconded by Council Member Perez, that the council concur with the consent agenda as published. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. Next up, we have unfinished business. Council President Corman.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Perez.
No finished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Van.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Councilmember Benedetti.
No unfinished business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, it's all coming next. Councilmember O'Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, thank you very much. The Finance Committee has 8 committee reports this evening.
All right.
Just making sure I have all 8. Yes, okay. So first, Finance Committee report, approval of claims and payroll vouchers. Finance Committee approves the following payments. Total payment of $4,685,271 for a number of vouchers and payroll benefit withholding vouchers. And then 2 payroll total payment of $1,639,227.29 for 652 direct deposits and 18 checks. This is the August 16th through 31st pay period. 3 Kidder Matthews vouchers totaling $37,593.46 and municipal court vouchers totaling $2,428.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes. Can you guys hear that?
I'm sorry?
Can you guys hear the noise in the 7th floor here?
Yeah, they're doing
Not coming
some.
through, okay.
Okay.
They're doing construction somewhere around here. It's blaring in my ears. That's good. Okay, yes. Councilmember O'Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second. It's been moved by Councilmember O'Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince. Does the council concur with the Finance Committee report? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the next report from the Finance Committee is authorization to purchase signal and streetlight poles and light fixtures for the Safe Routes to Transit program. Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the purchase of signal equipment and devices from mobile electrical distributors, estimated to cost $192,114.60. The cost of the equipment and devices will be charged to the Safe Routes to Transit program budget and reimbursed by King County Metro as outlined in the contract number 20-156.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with this Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding a change order number 12 to the contract with Cascade Civil Construction for the Williams Avenue South and Wells Avenue South conversion project. Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve change order number 12 to contract 20-001 with Cascade Civil Construction LLC for $360,000 for the Williams Avenue South and Wells Avenue South conversion project.
And Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding a grant. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the 21 EMPG-ARPA award obligation letter and approval of the related grant agreement when it is issued, subject to approval as to form by the City Attorney Department to accept the grant award in the amount of $77,021.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I'm very pleased not to have had to read that. And with that, I move that the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It has been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the next report is regarding hiring a associate planner at step E of their salary grade. Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize staff to compensate a selected associate planner candidate at step E of grade A21 effective September 27th, 2021.
And Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, the next is a authorization to hire a civil engineer 3 at step D of their salary grade. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize staff to compensate a selected civil engineer 3 candidate at step D of grade A29 effective September 27th, 2021.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the I move the council concur with this Finance Committee report.
Second.
Been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince. Council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the
Thank
next
you.
report is regarding the authorization to hire a grants program manager at step E of their salary grade. So the Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize staff to offer the candidate the grants program manager position at step E of grade M27 effective October 18th, 2021.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with the Finance Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, second by Councilmember Prince, that the council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, nay.
Okay, the final
Okay,
finance.
motion carries.
Oh, sorry. The final Finance Committee report is regarding the Community Development Block Grant Coronavirus Round 2 funds. This is, we held the public hearing last week. The Finance Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to accept Round 2 of Community Development Block Grant Community Development Block Grant Coronavirus CDBG-CV funding from King County for $192,859 and approve the allocation of those funds to the Renton Housing Authority for $91,430 and Central Rendu for $91,429 for rental assistance to Renton residents, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the contract and amendments to implement the funded program.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Halloran.
I move the council concur with this final Finance Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Halloran, seconded by Councilmember Prince. The council concur with the Finance Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Thank you, Jason.
Stuff. Councilmember Prince.
Yes, I don't have nearly as many committee reports as Finance, but the Planning and Development Committee does have a couple committee reports.
Okay, Planning and Development Committee report. The first is regarding the termination of the multifamily housing property tax exemption agreement for the Sunset Terrace apartments. The Planning and Development Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to approve the termination of the multifamily housing property tax exemption agreement for the Sunset Terrace apartments dated June 7, 2019, and authorize the mayor and city clerk to execute the termination in substantially the same form.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, Councilmember Prince.
I move that council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report.
Second.
It's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
Okay, the final Planning and Development Committee report is regarding an update to the clean economy strategy. The Planning and Development Committee recommends concurrence in the staff recommendation to authorize the mayor and city clerk to enter into an agreement with Cascadia Consulting Group LLP in the amount of $186,800 to update the city's clean economy strategy.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Prince.
I move that council concur with the, it's contagious, with the Planning and Development Committee report.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur with the Planning and Development Committee report. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries.
That's all, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Next up, we have legislation. We have one ordinance for second and final reading.
Okay, this ordinance is regarding the Solera Street vacation petition. An ordinance of the City of Renton, Washington, vacating a portion of 11th Avenue North, south of Harrington Place Northeast, and north of Sunset Lane Northeast, the Solera Street vacation, file number VAC 20-002.
Mr. Mayor,
Councilmember Prince.
I move that the ordinance is adopted as read.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Councilmember Perez, that the council concur in the ordinance. No, to adopt the ordinance. This requires a roll call.
Okay, Council President Corman.
Aye.
Councilmember Perez.
Aye.
Councilmember Venn.
Aye.
Councilmember Benedetti.
Aye.
Councilmember O'Halloran.
Aye.
Councilmember Prince.
Aye.
Roll call, Mr. Mayor. All ayes.
Okay, thank you. All right, next up we have new business. Council President Corman.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I would like to announce two meetings, both for Monday, October 4th, 2021. The first meeting is a committee of the whole meeting at 5:45 p.m. So we're starting 15 minutes earlier than usual. It is a video conference, and we have one item on that agenda. It's the mid-biennial budget update. And then afterwards at 7:00 p.m., we will have the council meeting also by video conference. And that's all, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Perez.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Councilmember Van.
Yes, thanks, Mr. Mayor. I have Two announcements to make. One for our Community Services Committee. We have a meeting at 4:15 p.m. via video conference on October 4th, 2021. Two items on the agenda. One is Renton History Museum update, and two, Maplewood Golf Course update. And I also would like to make an announcement for Transportation Committee. We have a meeting on October 4th, 2021 at 5 p.m. and it's via video conference. Two items on the agenda. One is 2022 to 2027 six-year transportation improvement program, and two, emerging issues in transportation.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Benedetti.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have one announcement, which is that at 3:30 on October 4th, 2021, we will be having a Utilities Committee meeting. And there are two agenda items. The first is agreement for professional services with RH2 Engineering, Inc. for the design of the West Hill Booster Pump Station Improvement Project. And the second is emerging issues in utilities. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
All right, thank you. Councilmember Halloran.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, in taking full responsibility for that chain of faux pas, I would like to say that I have no new business. Thank you.
All right, Councilmember Prince.
No new business, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Ran out of paper. What's the wish of the council?
Move we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved by Councilmember Prince, seconded by Council President Corman, that we adjourn. All in favor signify by saying yes.
Aye.
Yes.
Yes.
Opposed, nay. Okay, motion carries. All right, everyone have a good night. Thank you.
Take care, everybody.
Thank you.